Good evening, my friends. This is Angie Stewart from My Inner Light again here in Kardec Radio. So it's another night, another pleasure to be here. Very, very happy to be talking about spiritism. And tonight I changed the locations, hoping the internet will be fine. We're always having internet issues. So tonight I'm like, please, please help. It's going to be good. And I need to see if I can see the information from you guys because
Tonight I changed the location.
What did I do?
Hoping the internet.
Yes, I still cannot see the tab with your names. It's so strange. I don't know why I can't. I don't know why I can't. What I have been doing wrong? I don't know. Too bad. Again, I can't see anything from anyone writing here. Angela, what are you doing wrong? I don't know. Anyway, what can I do? Something is, I have been doing something wrong, really? Just 1 second, my friends. I'm so sorry for this, but I really would like to see your questions and answer. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Ativar ingressos. I don't know. Too bad. I can't. I have no idea. Well, anyway, if there is anyone here that understands of Facebook and when the video finish could give me some clarification, that would be wonderful because unfortunately I don't know what happens, but I just cannot see any of your names. So it's so upsetting. What can I do? It's okay. So I will think you are all here, and I hope you are here. I hope you can study a little bit with us, and I promise I will read your questions when I finish. If anyone is here and understands a little bit of internet to help me when I finish, that would be fantastic. But right now, I have no idea why everything disappears, and every time I record a live, I can't see the chat anymore. That's so strange. So strange. Anyway, let's focus. Unfortunately, I don't know how to fix it. So, again, very happy to be here. If it's your first time with us, we always start with a short prayer, and I always ask you to put your bottle of water. So this can be your blessed water, and the spirit will put there your medication for the week, for the 2 weeks, because we come here every 2 weeks. So you will be feeling better. And as always, remember, the best thing for you to feel better is really prayer, meditation, yoga, some kind of relaxation. So try to pray before you're really exhausted, because when you're really exhausted in bed, that's it, you can't. So when you lay down, pray really quickly, and then you are going to have a great night, and it's going to be a night that's going to help you to fully relax, and then the next day you are a new person. Okay, so let's do our quick prayer now. Dear God, beloved Master Jesus, our guardian angels, thank you so much again for the opportunity of being here. Please help all of us to be able to connect with the message, to be able to fully understand, and most of all, put this message through our daily basis, our week, so we will be a better person, demonstrating to the others what we are fulfilling in our lives. Thank you so much. So be it. Very good, my friends. As I just said, I can't read anything, so I'm doing something wrong for sure. And I cannot fix it. But I just want to start our study, okay? So, as always, we start with Among Brothers of Other Lands, and we are in chapter 10. It's a very long chapter. There are 10 pages, and it's talking about mediumship. As we spoke in the two previous talks about this chapter, was written by Brother X. So I already spoke a lot about Brother X. His real name was Humberto de Campos. He was a famous poet, writer, reporter in Brazil. And at this point of the book, he is interviewing a lady who, when she is in the spiritual realm. And when she was incarnated on Earth, she was a very powerful medium. So in the US, and she has very important friends that were all spiritualists in the 1800s. And they were, whoa, the chat just appeared. It's like a miracle. Wow, this is so exciting. I don't know what I did or if I didn't do anything, but this is super exciting. I just can see some names. I don't see everything, but I just see some. So very good. Claudia Garcês. Hello, Claudia. Daniela Stefanelli. Hi, Daniela. I'm glad you were able to make it. Burn per Hailey. Hi, Monterrey, north of Mexico. Wow, that's so awesome. Hello. I'm happy you are here. Burnper. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. So, who has so many people? Hercules, hello, my friend. Awesome to have you here. Matthew Mills, as always. Carla Lima. Hey, Carla. I'm glad you were able to join us too. So many names here. Teresa. Hello, Teresa. Always here. Very good. So let's continue. I'm just excited. The chat is back. I probably did something good. So as we are talking about mediumship, it's a very important subject anywhere. And in many parts of the world, people don't even believe in mediumship because, unfortunately, mediumship was and still is misused. So there are lots of frauds. There are a lot of people around the world that makes a lot of money with it, that unfortunately lie to a lot of people. And this makes me very sad because people associate mediumship immediately with a lie, a fraud. And it's not true. It's not true. Mediumship is very common everywhere, in every race, in every religion, in every country, in every class of society. What happens most of the time is that the majority of people do not talk about it. They don't like to talk about it because it's always connected with something negative. So whenever someone starts seeing spirits, or sometimes they start seeing shadows, or sometimes they start listening voices, immediately they get very afraid. Maybe, I am a medium, so I understand exactly how it is, and I understand it. Yes, it could be scary, but when we study spiritism and we understand whenever we leave this physical body and we go to the spiritual realm, we will be spirits. And, there is nothing to be scared of. Yes, in the beginning can be a little bit strange when, especially if you are not familiar with this, and the media shows so many horror movies that in the media, every single spirit is a ghost and is something very negative, very bad, very scary, and it's not real. I just think if I die, I'm not gonna be a bad ghost. I will be a nice ghost. Like we are not going to be ghosts. We are going to be spirits. We are spirits incarnated in this moment in a physical body. And when we discarnate, we'll be spirits discarnated and not in a physical body for that period of time. So this chapter talks about the experiences that Brother X did not give her real name, the name of the medium. So he only calls her, sorry, let me see where he puts her name in the beginning of the chapter. Mrs. Hayden. He calls her like that, Mrs. Hayden. But we know it's not her real name. So he, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, she's friends with very important spiritualists. And I posted some biographies of them in our My Inner Light page in Facebook. Very interesting. They are all very interesting. So just to remind you, their names is Judge John Edmonds, Professor Robert Hare, Mrs. James Mapes, Emma Hardingen, and many others. So if you are interested about what they did in the 1800s, then you can just go there and you can read more about it. So let's continue with the interview that Brother X was doing. So the question that we stopped was this one. Mrs. Hayden, we are convinced that mediumship is a natural characteristic to all human beings. However, do you believe, as much as we do, that many spiritists reincarnate with a special mission to develop and honor it? And she answered, yes, absolutely. And how do you explain the failure of so many mediums in the world? So she says, this failure does not happen exclusively in the domains of mediumship. Do you, my friend, admit that there are tyrants in politics, hired assassins in intellectual culture that try to discredit science with acts of cruelty, and fanatics in religion? All of them were born on earth to cause the harm that they do? We may identify companions going astray in mediumship as easy as we may find them in the circles of fortune, of intelligence, and of administration. So her answer is very intelligent, and it's true. We can't say that a lot of people go wrong in the mediumship, and that's what they are all doing. All the mediums are doing this. We can never generalize in anything. We can't say that all Brazilians are always late. We can't say that all Italians know how to cook. We can't generalize in anything. So it's not all the mediums that fail in their mission of mediumship. First of all, we have to understand what is a mission. We all have a mission, all. But the difference is in the level of mediumship. Some people have a little tiny mission of being just a mother, and that's already, we say it's a tiny little mission, but it's already a very important mission. That woman, she needs to take care of her kids, and she needs to teach them, she needs to provide for them to survive, she needs to help them to become good people, good adults in society. But there are people who have missions that are more important. You know, imagine you are the president of a country. So yes, you have your particular family, but you have a bigger responsibility with your country. So it would be good if this person had a very good moral standards, so could connect with intelligence and deliver a good message, not just for his family, but for the whole world, for the whole country, that he has a direct responsibility. With the same thing with mediumship. So we have people that have a little tiny mediumship, very simple, like me. So I see, I hear some spirits, and I'm able to help them within the spiritist center. So as we always say, it's good that you practice mediumship in the spiritist center that you work. So you are protected, you are guided. It's very important to read the Medium's book by Kardec, because that's really the Bible for mediumship, that helps all the mediums to understand what is good to do and what is not good to do, and how to behave to be able to attract the protection of the enlightened spirits. Always protecting yourself, because you don't want to be like a lot of people say, oh, mediumship, you are opening a door forever. Yes, you are opening a door forever, but you have to understand that opening this door is not all. Every single spirit can communicate with me at any time of the day, at any moment, and the crazy things can happen, because it's not like that. When you understand what is mediumship, and when you know how to control, when you study, when you behave, when you are a moral person trying to follow the best moral standards, when you follow the guidelines that are in the Medium's book, mediumship is a blessing. It's really a blessing, because we have to understand that every time you do something good to someone, even if the person do not recognize that you did anything good, there will be some kind of love coming towards you. If it's not from that person, it's from a spirit related to that person, or it's just from, I like to say, from the universe, because you don't need to do good to person A to receive good from the person A. You don't need to do that. You can do good to the person A, and then the person Z is going to do something good for you, because whenever you give love, you will receive love. So it doesn't matter if it's going to be back from the same person. So these are the important guidelines for mediumship. It's always to understand how to protect yourself. Practice mediumship only in a spiritist center after you have fully studied the Medium's book, and not only the Medium's book, there are many books that talk about the mediumship meetings, Manuel Filomeno de Miranda, and many books. So it's important for anyone in the Spiritist Center to study these books, so you understand the pros and the cons, and you understand also how to help the spirits, because it's different than here on earth. Like when you're talking to someone, if the person is aggressive towards you, you don't want to deal with that person. You don't want to fight, so you flight. You go away. You don't want to have this type of relationship, and you shouldn't. But in a spiritist center, in a mediumistic meeting, most of the spirits that come, they are angry, they are suffering, and they need your help. And many times they are suffering so much that they are so angry. And many times they are really in error. So they don't know what to do. They attack you. And they tell you things that in a person that's just starting gets very scared. But it's just because they are angry. When you treat them with love, with respect, and you tell them that we are immortal spirits, he knows that. Many of them, they don't even know. But these angry ones, they know, because they are in the spiritual realm trying to plot against the ones incarnated. But it is a blessing when one of those break apart and cries like a baby, and then recognize the years, the centuries of mistakes, and asks for help. So we all cry like babies, and we all feel like we just gained a new child. It's very beautiful, very, very beautiful. So let's continue with the interview here. So he asks, brother asks, what do you say about this? And then she says that for the time being, we are in general the human family of the planet with imperfections, passions, mistakes, bankruptcies, inherent to our status of spirits in gradual improvement, while failing now and getting up later on, learning and getting better always. So this is the law of progress. We understand that we unfortunately can't be like this. That would be ideal. We are in a straight line, but even better would be we are in an ascendant line. We are always improving, a little bit more drastic. But we are like this. We go here and then we fall, and then we go a little bit higher, and then we stagnate, and then we go a little bit higher, and then we fall really bad. So this is our stage of life here. We understand that there is a difference that you have to understand. We are always evolving, always. In every reincarnation, we are evolving. But while we are on Earth, we commit a lot of mistakes because there are different things we have to go through and we have to improve. And many times you are doing well in certain things, but when the real test time comes, you fail. So you could not accomplish that point. So maybe you accomplish others, but then you will come back again. You will come back in another reincarnation. You evolved in 2 or 3 items, but you fail in one. So we are constantly evolving, but doesn't mean that we evolve in every single thing at the same time. That would be wonderful, but we are not that fast yet. One day. So continue. In your point of view, how are we to promote an elevation of the concept of mediumship? And she answers, by means of separating the mediumship phenomenon from the spiritist doctrine, while defining phenomena by matter of observation and doctrine as being of light that it clarifies. So, as we already know nowadays, we do not need to see spirits to believe. We do not need to see them to believe, to understand. Kardec was not a medium. He could not communicate with spirits. He needed to have mediums to help him to understand the messages from the spirits. But as we always say, we are all mediums, but in many different levels. So when we say we are all mediums, yes, because we can all be inspired. We can all have a sensation that we should do something or not. But mediumship, when we call ostensive mediumship, is the mediumship that the person really can see, really can hear, really has the physical sensations. That's what we call ostensive mediumship. The other ones is really just through the feelings, through the observations, through intuitions, and the spirits are always communicating with us, always. So that's why it's important for us to really keep some kind of positive behavior, because when we are feeling positive, when we are praying, trying to overcome our difficulties, because we are not perfect. We go through problems, we have issues, and then our energy level sometimes drops. We get hurt, people we love make something that they shouldn't, but we cannot stay there. So we have to pray. So the good spirits, they bring us a little bit up, they help us to feel better, they remind us they remind us that everything shall pass. And as Chico Xavier likes to say, the good thing passes, but the bad thing passes too. So the turbulence in the middle, that's what we have to try to keep up, so we can connect with the enlightened spirits, not with the ones that are still enjoying the negativity or enjoying something that's not loving and positive. So let's continue. Do you know the Kardashian codification? Yes, says Mrs. Hayden. If you were asked to talk to our incarnate siblings that speak the English language about the works of Allan Kardec, would you allow us to know what you would say, please? And she answers, if that would be possible to me, I would invite all the friends of those associated to this ideal Anglo-Saxon and Latin ones to the general study of the Spiritist and the Spiritualist themes and the interests to the benefit of humankind. I would start from the humblest group of people. These fundamental subjects of the soul, immortality, evolution, reincarnation, destiny, pain, and justice, need to leave the narrow circles of symposia to the clear and direct analysis of people. So symposia is like to the scientific congress or scientific symposium. So in her explanation, we really have to bring the knowledge of spiritism and even spiritualism to everyone, and especially to the more simple people, because usually the more simple people are more open-minded. The people that are very connected with the scientific side of life, they usually have the need of a lot of proof and a lot of reaffirmations, and they need to be accepted by their own environment. So they have a tendency of leaving it by the side. It's not everyone, as we all said. We cannot generalize anything. We are just saying that sometimes, unfortunately, it's like this. But I know one day is going to arrive that science and religion will be able to embrace each other like two good sisters. And they will complement each other. Instead of like fighting, they will be able to complement each other and understand both sides without any type of exaggeration, extremism, because everything that's to the extreme, it's not good. It's bad. Anything that's extremist, it's bad. The good thing really is balance. When we have balance in everything, that's the good. Let me see if anyone asks anything. I'm talking so much because I really want to finish this chapter today. So Claudia Garces, Sol Souza. Hey, Sol, my goodness. First time I see you here. Oh no, Sol Souza. I'm thinking about the other Sol. Sol is always here. Angela Pereira. Hello, Angela. Rosângela. Steve. Hey, Steve. Nice to see you here too. Renata Casadei, Nora Brazil. Very good, my friends. We are reading the interview that the Brother X was doing in the spiritual realm to Miss Hayden, a very famous medium that was incarnated in the United States. And here she is in the spiritual realm. So let's continue. So Brother X asks, this is a tongue twister. Mrs. Hayden, trying to understand mediumship better, we would like to know your opinion about the mediumistic mystification. Once you are now on this other side of life. So she is in the spiritual realm. Well, my brother, you say it very well when you say on the other side of life, because in the physical realm, we get used to seeing obstacles in an excessive, concise way. Mediumistic fraud takes on, now for me, multiform aspects. Once, in some rare cases, we can recognize it generated by bad faith and malicious intent. It is majority we need, no, sorry. In its majority, we need to understand the role of hypnosis, compulsion, conditioned reflexes, or the obsessive process inside it. It's not easy to distinguish the real occurrences of true mediumship from the mystification occurrences. So she's trying to explain that there is a lot of mystification. Like I had mentioned before, a lot of people lie about mediumship, especially people that they are trying to sell a product. So they are tarot readings and they charge you to do that. They say they're gonna read your future in a crystal ball and they charge for that. So usually these people, they are mystificators. I'm not saying all the time, because lots of them, they are real mediums. They are real mediums. But unfortunately, because they are connected with financial benefit, their mediumship, it's not really the one that you can fully trust, especially because these mediums that offer for paid services, they are usually connected with spirits that are not the high level. They are not really enlightened spirits. They are spirits, they are mystificators. They enjoy having fun with people. They enjoy telling things, a little bit of things that are true, so the person believes a lot, and then they can lie a lot, and the person can get in a big trouble. So we have to be very, very careful. So this sentence from her, it's really good. We recognize it generated by bad faith and malicious intent. So whenever there is a malicious intent, there is a danger of a mystification in mediumship. So guys, if you want to ask anything, if you want to make a comment, please let me know. I would like to answer. If I know, I will be happy to answer. Hey, Patrick, my friend, such a long time we don't talk. We are spiritists, so super busy, but it's great to see you here. So let's continue. What do you suggest for the solution of the problem? And she answers, work and study each and every day more and more. The wise of the superior spheres inspire and guide us, but they do not do for us those tasks that are supposed to be performed by us. So when you're dealing with mediumship, it's really, really important that you study. Because when you study mediumship, when you study about the spirits, you understand how they behave. So you will be able to understand what could be a mystification. So just an example. Yesterday, we were in the Spiritist Center teaching the class of the gospel. And then we are studying a little bit that talks about mediumship too. And then someone said, well, but how are you going to recognize a spirit that pretends to be a good spirit, but it's not? Because we understand the spirits that are not superior, they are extremely intelligent. Some of them are extremely intelligent. So they develop all types of techniques to make us to believe they are doing something good, they are really good spirits, this and that. So one time, a long time ago, a spirit appeared, and the spirit started saying, oh, good night, my children, I'm here to help you. I would like to extend a loving hand to guide you, because I see you are trying to help others, but not very well. Anyway, So the message was good. And until that point, it's like, okay, it's a spirit trying to help us. We really need the help because, we don't know much. Even if you study forever, you don't know everything. So we're like, okay, good. And then the spirit was like really taking a long time with this positive message, but it was not 100% positive. And then I remember asking the spirit, so could you pray for us, or could you help us to understand how it would be better to pray? And then he's like, yes, I will pray. So he started praying, and then when it was like a prayer, kind of an imposing prayer, like this prayers from priests that are very tough and they are angry. And then I remember we asked, could you do another prayer, a prayer more connected to the heart, not so much to the form? And then he got very angry. He got very angry, saying, you guys don't know anything. I'm here to teach you, and you continue with this. So what I'm trying to say is that when you understand that the spirits can be deceiving, you don't need to fight with them. You go along with them, but you try to bring them to a loving side. If a spirit is really loving, and if he's really there to help us, he will guide us as little children. He's going to help us because we are little children. See, if we talk about the spirituality, and this spirit, no, he couldn't keep up with his loving figure. He got angry really quickly. So we were able to break that kind of a costume and discover what type of a spirit he was. So he was really there to disturb the meeting, not to help the meeting. So these things you really learn with experience, with study also, because in the Medium's book by Kardec, he talks about a lot of different types of spirits that you can deal with and how to help them and how to protect yourself. So this is very important. So let's continue. Let me see where did I stop? Oh, okay. So by Mrs. Hayden, what to think about the mediumistic mystifications that seed doubt and denial among people? Why those wise spirits from the superior spheres do not prohibit it irrevocably? The remarkable harvester of spiritism in America is mild in an enigmatic way and added, oh, my friend, doubt is permitted by the divine generosity of the benefit of human weakness. If it causes harm on one side, mediumistic fraud shows selective function on the other side. Many people that are proud of their culture and discernment would not be able to cope with the truths of the spiritual world. Wow. There are spirits who reincarnate promising prodigies of loyalty and service in their service to the Lord. However, after being safely reincarnated in the physical body, they go back to the temptations of other times, which disturbed them in their intimacy, and they go backwards on the purpose of elevation, even though they are good and noble creatures. God then permits that they doubt the spiritual realities and generously accept that they even deny the existence once they tend to other tasks. Though not so heroic as those of trust and loyalty to the goodness to the last consequences, but equally constructive and meritorious. Later on, they will be back to faith, while other more mature companions will move the blessing of the Lord forward. At that moment, a bell rang. The minutes allowed for the conversation ended. Mrs. Hayden said goodbye and suddenly were alone in the large room in need of a silence and thinking. New York, August 4, 1965. Wow, very beautiful. So her last answer is totally true. Whenever we reincarnate on earth, whenever we enter the physical plane in this physical body, we have the veil of forgetfulness. We forget everything we promised to do, everything we had like organized in this beautiful map of reincarnation. And we said, I will do it, I will complete this, I will finish that, I will overcome this, we say so many things, and when we arrive here, exactly as she's saying, many times we connect with the physical body, and we have a tendency to forget, fully forget. It's not just here in our brain, but to forget really is almost like our physical body makes us to have like the cement barrier that makes us not to wish to move forward and to complete whatever we said. And it's funny because a lot of spiritists that they fully understand that nothing happens by a coincidence. There is a plan, there is a very important reincarnatory plan that was created. Of course, it is not like set, like every single thing in our life is set. It's not like that. We have free will. So we can decide it. That's exactly why many times we fail our missions, even if our missions are very little. Even if your mission was to have, 3 kids, and when you were the second kid, you already decided that you didn't want to have any more kids. So you could not receive the third spirit. But God is very merciful. So there is no problem. You couldn't receive that spirit. So your brother will receive it. So it will be your nephew is still very, very close to you. Many different ways. But we change, through our free will, we change whatever we had said we are going to do. Lots of spirits, especially in the books of André Luiz, he follows certain spirits that wanted many tasks, wanted to go through many difficulties at once to be able to evolve faster. And he was a witness when the spiritual guides that organized the reincarnation told this spirit, do not do it. We are telling you, would be better for you not to do it. Because when you go back to Earth, it might be too much for you, and it's dangerous for you not to complete 1. Imagine 10. So maybe it would be better for you to take 1 difficult task and complete it than to try to take 10 and not complete any one. So this is for us to have an understanding how difficult it is really to be able to keep up with our word. And in the same thing, as she said, in the realms of mediumship, it's very difficult. So if you know the famous Brazilian mediums, Chico Xavier, Chico Xavier, how they like to pronounce, Divaldo Franco, Raul Teixeira, their lives, they were not easy. Their lives were full of problems. They all had very, very difficult situations they had to go through, they had to overcome. And people imagine, mediumship, it's a blessing. I can write so many books. I can be famous. And it's not like that. Mediumship is a task. And it's very important for you to be able to do it well. But if you reincarnate with this task and you do not want to complete it or you do not want to exercise it, it is totally fine. You don't need to do it. But one thing is, most of the time, whenever someone reincarnates with a mediumship, it is because this person had many mistakes done in the past, and then the spirits tell, oh, listen, you don't need to go through these 10 tasks because it might be very difficult, very dangerous for you. But you might be able to go with one task of mediumship. So in a certain age, it will develop, and you will meet some people that are going to guide you, that are going to help you, and you will have to study spiritism to work well with it, and hopefully you will be able to help people in the future. And then the person say, yeah, I want it. But then when the person comes back, I might not do it. And it's normal, because in the condition we are, it's normal. It's normal that when mediumship starts, it's scary, you don't know what to do. The society think you are schizophrenic, you are kind of out of the casinha. And they say, oh, she's crazy. But, the important thing is that you follow your heart, and connecting with the enlightened spirits, praying, you always will be guided. And the best way will be, it will be found for you, or you will find it. Because whenever we are doing good, you will receive good. So I was born in a family that no one was a spiritist, no one. And I'm from Brazil. Spiritism is very well known there. So everybody knows about spiritism because it is in the soap operas, it's in the movies, is everywhere. It's even like everyone uses spiritism, like for example, no, I don't want this to happen in my future reincarnation. So it's like something that the people, it's common. People understand it is possible. Even if they don't believe, it's very common to talk about it. And so I was always a medium since a child, but when I became an adult, it was ultra intense. And my poor parents, they didn't understand, and they thought I was getting schizophrenic. And they thought, oh, we had to find a psychiatric doctor because she's moving quickly to the United States, and that's a big problem. But we are never alone. So the good spirits guided me, and I was able to reconnect with friends that I haven't spoken in 15 years. And when I met them, we immediately talked about mediumship. I told about the problems that I was going through. And this friend of mine brought me to her spiritist center in the time. And what for me was like, oh, I'm normal. It's okay. It's not a problem. So this was a blessing. There was a beautiful blessing in my life. So we are always being helped. We just need to be well connected to be able to listen, see, or receive this help. That's the important thing. So I always talk too much in the first book, and I give a little time to the second book. But this book is so super important, and please do not disconnect. Do not disconnect. A lot of people, oh, the gospel is so boring. You have no idea how the gospel is important in our lives. So important. And the people just don't believe, and they don't study. Oh, I like to see lectures, but I don't have patience to study. Please don't do that. The study is so much more important. A lot of people that give lectures, they did like a huge research, and they said from a person that talks for 60 minutes, maybe 3 minutes will be in the memory of the listener. So it's like, wow, a person spoke for 60 and maybe 3 minutes will be in your mind. So you have to be careful. It's great to listen to lectures, but it's much more important to put them in practice. So when we listen to something beautiful that Divaldo Franco says, or Haroldo Dutra, or so many of these famous speakers, but we find, oh, it's so beautiful, but do you do that? Are you trying to do that? That's the point. We have at least to be trying to do it. Even if we can't do it right now, we have to be trying to do it. So the gospel, we are in chapter 5, and this item is happiness is not of this world. It's a few pages, but I will just summarize so we can have an understanding. So the Spirit here is talking about on earth, neither wealth, power, nor even youth are conditions, essential conditions for happiness. And it's true. Because people that have any of those, or even all of those, many times they are not happy. They are not happy. So we understand that our planet is still in the condition of trials and expiations. So trials and expiations, that's normal here. There is no angel here if it's not reincarnated in mission. We understand the earth is already in the regeneration phase, but it takes millions of years. So it just started. So we are fully feeling as a trial and expiation planet. So here, the same Spirit also says that this is a common condition to Earth, and there are many planets much more evolved than Earth. So we have to understand that when we reach to a point that we are evolved enough, we don't need to stay on Earth, because here is still in this condition of suffering, if we can say. But we can evolve to a planet that's happier. And the Spirits also said that in our solar system, the most advanced of all planets is Saturn. So Saturn is the most advanced planet, and there are many spirits that are reincarnated here that came from Saturn. If you ever read the Spirits magazine from Kardec, that he wrote for many, many years, the Spirits magazine, Spirits Review, depends on how it's translated to English. He interviewed few spirits that said they were from Saturn. One of them is Mozart, the musician. Yes, he said he is from Saturn, and he describes the music, his music on Earth that people said was marvelous. He said it's really like a kind of mediocre music there, that he is trying to better himself to become a good musician, but he is far from this. But on Earth, he was really a prodigy, was like an amazing. So this is just for us to have an understanding of how is this level in music, for example, but in so many other levels. Imagine a planet, there is no more hatred. My goodness, isn't that amazing? A planet that you are able to share without just like, no, this is mine. Or maybe, oh, I will share with you because you're my best friend, so I can share my banana with you. But imagine a planet that there will not be disparities, because we are going to all understand that we have to help each other to be able to evolve, that we are really all brothers and sisters in spirit. Yes, physically speaking, maybe you have 1, 2, 3, but in spirit, we are all brothers and sisters. And I have to say one thing, that many times we have friends and everything is good, and then suddenly something happens and we get hurt, we get angry, even if it's temporary, but we get upset and we're like, oh, I thought this person was so nice, I connected so well with this person, and now they see this person is totally different. Oh, this person is nothing that I thought. And then you start getting in this negativity, in this type of a thought that person don't deserve to be a friend anymore because that person is not good. Please do not do that. Do not do that. This is a trap from the spirits that are not so enlightened. You have to think that we are all like this, all like this. No one is absolutely perfect. Even you, yes, you think you are perfect. I'm sorry, let me tell you, nah. We all have many mistakes. We have different mistakes. So sometimes what hurts you does not hurt someone else, or in a different way, but we all have a mistake. So sometimes what you think you are doing so well, it's actually hurting someone, and you don't even know. So whenever you start feeling something about someone, please calm down, try to reflect, try to pray, and then you will start seeing the positive side of these people. Everyone, even the person that you have disagreements all the time, this person also have beautiful sides that you might not be able to see, especially when we are angry. When we are angry, we get like, we get really blind. We don't see anything. And then when you calm down, you start like, wow, why did I think that? That's crazy. So this is something for us really, really, really to think about. It's very important. The item 21 is the loss of loved ones, premature deaths. So this is also an item that's very difficult for people to understand. Nobody understands why babies have to die, why little children have to die. And everybody says, oh, he had a whole healthy life ahead of them. Yes, how do you know that? You don't know that. And this spirit here, he is actually saying, is Samson who is saying that. He is saying that it is a blessing for a spirit that was removed quickly from Earth, because Earth is a planet of trials and expiations with a lot of suffering, a lot of pain. And when a spirit is able to just stay quickly and go, it is great, because this spirit will be free in the spiritual realm. Another thing is, what about the suffering to the parents? Yes, that's a different issue. To the parents, it's a suffering, but this is really some kind of trial or expiation they had to go through because of something connected with their past. As we know, nothing happens by a chance. So if a couple, children of a couple suddenly died, is because there is something connected with their past and they had to go through it. We do not understand. We don't know. It's very difficult. It's very painful for the couple who just lost a child, but we have to understand that nobody loses anyone because we don't own anyone. We love our children, yes. If anyone's children die, it will be extremely painful, extremely difficult. But everyone is from God. God is the one who is the mother and father of all of us. And whenever she wants, the spirit will go. But we will meet again, because this physical body will die and we will meet again. So we have to have strength. We have to have a lot of prayers and support for our family and friends to overcome this difficulty, because it's not easy. But if you read the chapter, you will understand that also these spirits who die in very early age, it's because many times they only need to complete a little bit of their mission in that body. So they just came, stayed a few years, erased whatever issue they had, and they left. And many times they come back. They come back in a different body, many times to the same couple. But sometimes they come back in a very close family connected to that couple. So this is very important for us to have faith and do not rebel against God, because we don't know the reasons for anything. Only when we go to the spiritual realm, we will be able to understand a little bit. So it's time. It passes so quickly. So I see here Alicia Ramos. Hello, Alicia. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh yes, but I wasn't seeing anyone anyway. I couldn't have the names before. So Patrick said, hello, Angela, dear friend. Very important message. Everything makes us progress morally is a good sign of a source of the message. Good spirits will not lose their time with frivolous communications or useless curiosity. Perfect, Patrick. Very good. We actually have to do this together. We have to organize it to be able to do it together. So Saul said Ivone Pereira was a suicide in her past lives. And she reincarnated as a medium with the mission to help others. And she wrote an amazing book, Memories of Suicide. She completed her mission. Yes, a beautiful book. I absolutely love this book. It's one of my favorites. But my number one favorite book is 2000 Years Ago. I love that book. So my friends, it's time. Let's do our final prayer together. And let's keep these good vibrations wherever we are. So when we go to sleep, we can have a blessed night. Maybe we can meet with a loved one that already discarnated, or we can be able to go with our guardian angel to see a lecture, to learn something that we can improve our daily lives in the following days. Okay, so just connect for a few seconds. Almighty God, beloved Master Jesus, thank you so much for being with us during this night, during these studies. At this moment, we would like to ask for your loving energy to be able to help all of us to connect with our guardian angels so we can elevate our vibrations. And during our sleep tonight, we will be able to benefit from it, meeting our loved ones that have gone before. And who knows, maybe we can travel to learn something, to improve ourselves. So when we come back, we will be able to remember a little bit of what we learned during the night. And please stay with us now and always. Thank you so much. So be it. Very good, my friends. I have a friend that she actually says that now when she goes to sleep, she is praying if she can learn another language. She is going to move to a country and the language is very difficult and she has a very difficult time to learn it. So she's like every night, she's studying too. It's not that she's just praying, please help me. She is studying, but every night she puts the book and please help me to connect with this language so it will be easier for me to learn. That's a good way. Very good. I'm very happy I was able to see your names here, and I hope I can see you again in 2 weeks in this beautiful study. Okay, have a great week. Mwah. God bless you, everybody. Bye-bye.